Now, Phil, I have to congratulate you because for 3 weeks we've had the most fabulous promotion and probably had more publicity for ourselves on this station and also in other publications and other industry sites as well, for a promotion that was made 100% possible by the Blind Factory. So we thank them very much.
Favourite clients of ours.
Oh, absolutely, definitely now, yes. Sitting opposite us in the studio is Brett Thomas from the Blind Factory. How are you, Brett?
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I'm very well and very excited about being here.
He also has mic technique. He knew to turn the button on because Ken wasn't paying attention.
The Blind Factory commercials, how innovative. For some irritating, but at least they're aware it creates a consciousness, doesn't it?
People talk about them all the time, and, there's been so many variations. I think to date we've probably recorded 350 different versions.
Yes.
But the one thing that remains constant is the jingle, and Kenneth does get excited about writing them. So I've been on air on AW on Saturdays and during the week, and I was so excited about coming on at Nightline because I listen to you all the time.
Well, thank you, and we're really grateful that you became our major sponsor for these 3 weeks, and you reached the right target audience, I would imagine.
Well, we do. It's it's about being on air and having the support of the station. We've been on air so long now that we feel like part of the family. We're annoying, like part of the family is normally annoying, I guess.
How long have you been advertising? I recall very early on when the first Blind Factory ad was done, and I remember there being a bit of an outcry about it and people finding it to be somewhat irritating. And I remember a series of ads you did, Blind Factory auditions, where you had other people trying to do a Blind Factory sounding voice.
Well, it goes back to Bank Street. So the original one was given to me on a little tape recorder, like cassette tape. That's. I don't think we're using them anymore.
No, Granddad told me about those. Yeah.
Actually, they're coming back. I've just read in the RACV magazine they're on the way back. Audio cassettes.
You'll be able to use your pencil to wind them tight
That's
again.
right. No, they are. They're all the rage overseas. They're making a comeback. Now, is the Blind Factory only in Melbourne?
No, we're in Sydney as well.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Equally, we have people up there saying how much they love the ads.
So you're spreading your wings.
We are, absolutely. But it all started in Melbourne.
But, Simon and the execs organised 12 different hosts, and they were all of a high calibre, They were big names, and they all sort of conformed superbly and fitted into our format.
It rolled out beautifully, didn't it? And the whole thing about, I guess, who's behind the blind works really well because everybody was wondering every day who the new guest was going to be.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about Kenneth. What's his story?
Well, that's Marcus Dorr, who, when I first met him, he was working as a copywriter here 15 years ago.
Yes.
And, I give him creative license. Just go and tell people about blinds and be funny along the way because, I don't want to sound like an ad, but that the products are good. The service is good, so you've just got to get noticed and just keep telling them. So that's what we do. It's good fun.
But no wallpaper yet, I believe.
No.
Well, I wonder if anybody wallpapers their homes anymore.
Well, I was in George Columbaris's little Souvlaki shop last night. The new one he's just opened up in Church Street.
Oh, yeah.
And he's put up wallpaper. But the funny thing is, if you walk in, there's two bits of it. One bit. Well, they've got three sections, and then the other bit's a bit like your grandmother's. It doesn't quite match.
He hasn't matched it up.
Quite on purpose, I think.
That's a crime.
And now I want to thank our 12 hosts very briefly, starting 3 weeks ago with Ray Lawrence, Ant Simpson, Tracy Bartram, John Deeks. This is all from memory, of course. Luke Dennehy, Manny Pless Bennett, Brian Mannix, Wilbur Wild. Then I think in week 3 we had Nicola Swift, Brian Ankervis, Rex Hunt and Stefan Dennis, all without exception, very popular, very well received, and because of them, great shows.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting us be a sponsor. It was good fun. It was good to be involved, and as I say, listen every night. It was exciting.
Now, I have a question away from the promotion and stuff. I do have a question. What are plantation shutters?
They're made of. Well, they've been around forever. They're timber panels like a door with louvers in them, but the louvers move.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a louver door, but instead of them just being fixed, they actually move up and down. So you can open and close.
Open and shut them. Yes.
I've got a confession too. Can I tell you?
Oh, yeah.
I've set an alarm, and it's been there for about 4 years on my iPhone. That at 10:58 every night it goes off, and I've got to listen to the passing parade.
Oh, everyone
right?
loves it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were so busy with all the guest hosts. Your fault. We'll blame you now. We've been so busy with all the guest hosts and trying to fit everything in. We actually dropped the passing parade twice last week, and the lashing we get from the audience when we do that
Just
is
deserved, I would have thought.
that's
Now,
outrageous.
listen, to my old-fashioned, I still have wooden Venetians at home. Is that a bit...
Well,
is that a bit kitsch now?
It's always good to update. I think you should have shutters.
I do have some aluminium Venetians,
No, time
like
to
the very
update.
thin ones. But I have to show you, this is my boy Oro. He's 14 weeks of age. He's a golden retriever pup. He's got very sharp baby teeth, and he is gradually destroying all my curtains.
Yeah, we love golden retrievers. They're very good at that.
They're good for business.
And so the good news is the blind factory now sell curtains.
Absolutely.
So-
And we better wait till he's a little older, otherwise you
I
may have to
agree.
replace him a few times.
I agree. Well, I'm glad you popped in, and it's just a chance to say thank you very much for your support and continued success. You deserve it all. You're very innovative, as I said, very original, and it's just a pleasure to have you as part of our team.
And just before we let you go, because I love delving into the minds of people, blinds is your business, your life. How did you get into it? What made you decide? You woke up one morning and thought, no, I'm not going to be a fighter pilot for the RAAF.
No, I tried that. They knocked me back. I was working at Myers in Dandenong, and I was driving a car that didn't really have an ignition key, and I was working in the soft furnishings department. And somebody came along, and a company called Luxaflex. They said, "Do you want a company car?" Well, I was out the door at the speed of light.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I went to work for them, and decided one day I should go and do it for myself. So I've been doing it ever since. A long time now.
It's the
Nearly 30 years.
Standard sort of thing. You're working for someone else in the industry and you think, I can actually do better than this.
And it's good fun, and it's I know it inside out, back to front. It's a bit like you, Phil. You come in every night, and it's you know what you're doing, and you enjoy it, and the people around you enjoy it as well. So I'm very lucky.
I don't want to be disrespectful, and this isn't tongue-in-cheek. Has anyone ever mistaken the Blind Factory for Vision Australia?
We used to get people ringing up to order the
Audio
books.
books?
No, the
Talking books?
no. When you got dots on them.
Braille.
Braille.
Oh,
Thank you.
really?
Sorry,
Is
had a
that
mental
true?
blank.
I thought it might have happened.
Not for a long time, but it used to happen a few years ago. We'd get people ringing up and want to place an order for the latest one. But
That'd be a very politically incorrect name for a business, wouldn't it? The Blind Factory.
Yes, I thought.
If you were in that particular business.
Now, the interesting thing is tomorrow, and it only happens every 7 or 8 weeks, it's ratings day in radio, and we'll be very keen to see how the ratings have been affected because of your involvement over the past 3 weeks.
It could go either way.
I hope it's not like this. Hope it won't be like the stock market is currently, okay?
Thank you so much.
Good
You're
on you.
very welcome.
That's Brett Thomas from The Blind Factory. After the break, Patty Newton.
You're walking along the street, a yard of party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly dig. You're looking in someone's eyes, you suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big. You're launching at 21 or watching your diet, or else you're alone and then you suddenly dig. You're looking in someone's eyes, you suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big.
Oh, Patty, forgive us for delaying your arrival by a few minutes.
not
but
at all.
we had to get to know the folk from the Blind Factory. Welcome.
The Blind Factory. Do you know, it's funny, my grandson, Sam,
Yes.
that's his favourite commercial. He
Is that
loves that, The Blind Factory. Thinks it's
Yeah,
fabulous.
some people are irritated, but as I said to Brett, it's created an awareness. Everyone
I
knows
do.
about it.
Yes.
And that's what advertising is all about, isn't it?
Well, you look at the several clients across the station that are notable. That if you pick a product, you instantly think of that particular company. If I was to say to you curtains and blinds, you'd say Blind Factory.
Yeah, and then you
if I
think
was
of-
to say tiles,
Frank Walker.
yeah.
Then, if you had a plumbing problem, who would you contact?
The drain man.
That's right.
The drain man.
And then Winston with a Y.
Oh, see, that's the other one
that's
he
the
loves.
opposition to the blind factory.
That's
You've just
right.
undone a whole heap of good work.
No, I'm being fair, giving them all a plug. We're talking about the novel commercials.
Do you know it's
Peter the Possum Man.
I'm Peter the Possum Man.
Yeah.
See, I know them all.
And in the past, things like get a flick, man. That's your answer.
Oh, Bucky
Remember,
Beaver.
one flick and they're gone. Catchy little jingles.
What about
Robot.
That goes back to the start of
I
TV.
know.
John Eden used to do those ads.
Do you know what was that? Adorna.
On the Wales corner.
Yes, I used to do that ad.
Was that
singing
your
ad.
voice?
Well, it was Gaynor Bunning for a while, and then
okay.
I did one, so they
Oh,
used that.
how wonderful.
And the other one, Up and Away.
With TAA?
With TAA.
You did that
was,
too?
Friendly
I did
way?
that with
wow.
John Farrar.
Yes.
who's,
And
you
the
know,
Strangers, maybe.
Yeah, and
Ah.
I forget who else, but
How good.
I love those. They're fabulous.
You know who did the first Cherry Ripe singing commercial?
No,
Ernie Sigley.
cherry
As
ripe,
a
cherry
young
ripe.
choir boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Is that still around, that commercial?
No, never. When I was producing Ernie, we tried to dig up a copy, couldn't find one anyway.
Okay.
What's that other one? You'll wonder where the
The
yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
Yeah.
Pepsodent.
That's right, yeah.
And there's a lot of them, but do you know? Well, Evie Hayes was the one that had that
Tom Piper. Tom Piper.
tip
Tom
top,
P. Oh, yeah, that one too.
tip top bread is the one da da. Da, da,
Yeah,
da,
and
da,
Tom
da,
Piper.
da, da.
Tom
Yes.
Piper.
Isn't it funny though? You do remember them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Jingles get into your head.
a little bit like kids at school, you know, with their tables, and they do them in the sing-song way, and it gets into the head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is
And
Ken
they-
putting up Master Cut Butchers? What's this one,
Oh, I suppose you want us to hear some
Ken?
of
Is
the
this
old
one we need to
jingles.
hear? Is this a jingle? Because
Yeah.
it's not one that I know.
No.
It'd be a bit boring, I think.
You and I did didn't we do a master cut butchers?
No, we
at
did.
Chatty?
No, that was Oliver's Butchers we did in
Oliver's,
Chatty.
that's right, yes.
You and I. It's hard work spruiking outside a shop, isn't it? Isn't it exhausting?
It is a bit exhausting, but it's nice. It's
Oh,
a
it's
good
fun.
way to get sort of a product out there, and
Gee, that was a long time ago.
it was a long time ago.
40 years ago.
Oh,
more.
it'd have to be. Oh no, even more.
Yeah,
I think.
maybe nearly 50.
Now,
Sorry.
Ken, yes?
I'll interrupt because all that talk of commercials, and I did find the Master Cut Butchers commercial, which is on YouTube. But there was two commercials that I remember from listening to 3AW when growing up.
Yep.
Master Cut Butchers is the first one, which I'll play in just a moment. The other one, and I think they're still in business, is Mastercraft Upholstery. And I remember the jingles. Mastercraft Upholstery, 48162441's the number to ring. And then
I
they went and
remember
changed their
that.
number, and I couldn't remember the number because all I could remember was that original song.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But Master Cut Butchers is the other one, and here's the commercial that was on 3AW all those years ago. Have a listen to this. Great stuff.
Master Cut Butchers is the name. First grade meats have made our fame. We're the masters of the meat game. Master Cut Butchers is the name.
Oh, I haven't heard that for years.
No, but you know, it's something that I think people should think about in advertising because you do remember it.
Oh, yeah, Mike
And it
Brady's
gets
done
into your
some.
head.
Mike's done some very catchy jingles.
He has, yeah, great ones.
For double AMI and so on. Lucky,
Yes,
you're
Lucky
with
You're with
Amy.
Amy is
That's a
one of
beauty.
Mike's best ones,
I think
reckon.
Louis the Fly is
yes.
the one that I remember
Ross
well.
Higgins sang that one.
Yeah.
Now, I missed a current affair tonight, but apparently Hugh Jackman's got a new show coming out.
Oh, I didn't. I saw it on the news. I didn't see it on a current affair.
Okay.
But yes, it's what's it called?
Is it a one-man show?
Yes, it is. It's Broadway to Oz,
Okay.
and it's going to be at the Arena. And Rod Laver Arena.
Yeah.
And
That's where he did The Boy from Oz.
I think
Very
it'll be
successful.
fabulous. And it's a little touch of Hugh just telling his story
Yeah.
and how it happened. And I mean, I'll be there with brass knobs because
Yeah,
I
it'd be
love
great.
Hugh
And
Jackman.
I'm talking about all the times he's hosted the Tony Awards
Yes.
and
And they'll have vision, so there'll be, you know...
Wolverine and a Beauty and the Beast might get a mention.
I remember with Hugh Jackman, there was when he first took on the role of Peter Allen in The Boy from Oz, which Todd McKenney was obviously unhappy about, and I agreed with Todd at the time. But when he first took on that role, apparently he was asked, you know, in the lead up to it, what do you like as a singer? He said, I don't know, but he's a very good mimic. So apparently they'd play a Peter Allen song and he would just try and sound like Peter Allen.
Yeah.
And does it very well.
He does.
Yes.
He does. Well, he did sing in Beauty and the Beast.
No,
and
he did.
that was sort of his first singing role, I think. I mean, he may have done something before that, theatre-wise. And then, of course, he did Sunset Boulevard, which he had a lot of singing to do. And he's a great singer.
Yeah.
And I loved him in... Les Mis.
Yeah, but what an impression he made in Beauty and the Beast. He had a small part, but he had star quality, didn't he?
He did. And, you know...
He'd been in Corelli, hadn't he, previously? So
Exactly.
Wasn't he Gaston?
No, no.
Well, who was he then?
He was the strong
Or was he the Beast?
Man. No. Who was the candelabra? What was his name?
Well, the Gaston was the maitre d' who sang "Be My Guest, Be My Guest."
Yeah, no,
for the dinner party.
No, he was. I forget his name. Isn't that ridiculous?
Bruce,
I've seen it
and
55,000
Bert
times.
was the clock.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And, yes, and
My favourite role of Bert's, that and
Really?
the producers.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't quite,
without being
differ
cruel,
them.
he's got the right face to play the clock.
Well, it was a really hard role because he had this very heavy costume on, and he had to walk with a wobble as the clock went tick
With the
tock,
pendulum,
tick,
yes.
tock.
Yeah.
And he had the biggest calf muscles. Can I tell you a funny story about Bert tonight? When I left, I said to him, "Oh, I've forgotten to feed the dogs. Will you feed the dogs for me?" And I feed the dogs in the garage. So he opened the door, and it was, a bit chilly out there. And I said, "Don't forget to turn the light off." And he went, No, I'm fine. Off. And I closed the door and locked it. I've got this habit. I just close the door and I lock it. And I went to the front door, and I opened the door to come out. And as I got out, I thought, I've locked the door.
Bert in the garage.
I've just locked Bert in the garage with no phone, no keys.
Did you go back?
He can't get out because he's locked in.
But at
And I
least
thought,
there's food there.
I know, well, there's plenty of dog food. But isn't that funny?
Did you
How
go
would
back?
that
I hope
be?
you-
I did. I went back and opened it and said, You'll never guess what happened. I just locked you in here. You could have been in here until I come home.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought it was cruel when you then added, so let this be a lesson.
Yes. So look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the boss. Now you got some baby news for us, Patty.
Oh, no, well, I was reading the mags today.
Really?
No, I'm a bit old. I was reading the mags, and they're saying, whether it's true or not, it's just rumour has it, that Chappelle Corby is
Oh, yeah, I saw
pregnant.
the photo, yeah.
And also Mariah Carey to James Packer.
Already? Wow.
Already.
Oh.
So who knows? Big news, isn't it? That'd be... I mean, why would you when you've got that beautiful Erica, that his wife has already given him 3 beautiful children. Mariah has got 2 of her own. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd think they wouldn't need to go any further,
Well,
would
you wouldn't think you'd have to rush into it, would
No,
you?
no,
really?
exactly.
But anyway, he's looking fabulous, James Packer. He's lost
He's
so
lost
much
a lot of weight.
And he really looks good for it.
Yeah,
you know?
good on him too.
Yeah.
Hey, Patty, let's take a break and come back and talk about Cilla Black.